It's a Monday, so we're talking all things nutrition, and today we'll be discussing fighting diabetes with nutrition. Now, if you have any questions for us throughout the conversation, let us know with the hashtag Breakfast Daily, and the WhatsApp line is 0550-585832. If you're outside Ghana, the country code is +233. I have with me state-registered nutritionist Akosua Konadu. Good morning, Akosua.
Good morning, Dziffa.
How are you?
I'm well. Yourself?
I'm good. Thank you so much for being with us.
Always a pleasure.
Now, diabetes, can you explain what it is before we even talk about battling it with nutrition?
Okay, so it has to do with high blood sugar levels or high blood glucose. It's the spike as far as the glucose in our body is concerned. Glucose is very important. It's the fuel for energy as far as our body is able, our body's ability to move, to work. Everything we do, I am talking, it's as a result of the energy in me, which is glucose. So yes, glucose is important, but diabetes is where there is more than you will need in the system.
And what happens in your body once that happens, once you have diabetes?
Okay, so we have types. Yes, and the type or what you have will determine what goes on in your body. But obviously, once it has to do with a sugar spike, we've spoken this extensively. I spoke about the fact that in various other presentations that our bodies have individual needs. My body has needs, your body will have its needs. And your body is different from my body. Our makeup is different. And so my needs will definitely be different from your need. And so it is important for us all to have glucose in our system or to have energy, yes, in our system. We need the macronutrients, we need the micronutrients, but there should be the right portion. And as far as what we are putting in is concerned, to help us have what we just need as far as our body is concerned. Because when you give our bodies more than we can have, as example, this is the direction as far as the spatula meals, or what we call bankuta, whatever we stir. So the spatula meals, this is my guide as far as my portion. So let's say if it's banku, if it's kokonte, if it's omutuo, whatever it is as far as the spatula meals, fufu, this is my guide. So if I end up giving my body 2 or 3 of this, my body will just use what it needs, and then the rest will hit the system.
It will store the excess glucose.
Yes, and then it will, as soon as we draw samples, you have sugar floating in your system.
Wow. So what kind of meals should we eat to manage diabetes?
Okay, so like I said, we have to talk about the types. We have types, and then we have the type 1. They are insulin-dependent diabetes mellitus or juvenile onset diabetes mellitus, and we have them dependent solely on insulin for survival because their pancreas is not able to make enough insulin, or sometimes in some people it is 0. There is no production of insulin for the body to use up, and so yes, that person would need to depend on insulin medications for survival. And we have the type 2 diabetes, which is what is common. It normally happens in person above 30 years. And when you are 40, you have an increased risk. And if you are 65 or above 65, you are 25% more at risk of having diabetes. So I always say that we don't have to be too excited about the fact that I am aging. Once you are aging, it means that it comes with certain responsibilities. You need to make certain adjustments. Once you hit 30, there are certain things you were doing in your 20s you have to shun or cut down on, so that you can really influence on your life. We have secondary diabetes. Secondary diabetes happens as a result of other conditions. So I am being treated for, let's say, trauma. I am being treated for chronic pancreatitis, where it has to do with the excess consumption of alcohol that affects or destroys the pancreas. So once your pancreas is destroyed, it means that it will be difficult for insulin to be made for the body use up. So that is secondary diabetes. And then we have gestational diabetes. It happens in pregnant women. So based on what you have for the first one, like I said, that one, it's more genetically inclined. So you may be doing everything right, but it happened. Yes, because you have a family history of that. It's part of the causes, ethnic background. So people, African Americans are at a higher risk of having it. So depending on where you find yourself as far as your genetic makeup or your family background is concerned, you can be at risk of gestational of diabetes. Sorry. So
that's the type 1.
That's the
diabetes.
type 1, and the type 2. I've spoken about it. So type
2 will mainly be from
diabetes
your own
mellitus.
habits.
So type 2 basically has to do with lifestyle choices. Bad nutrition is one. So what you put inside you is one, and then the second one has to do with your body as far as your BMI is concerned, your waist to hip, your waist to height. So we spoke about this last week. As far as your waist to hip, waist to height is concerned, you can go to Citi and find it so that you understand. We have to move on. And then if your BMI is not within the healthy BMI zone, then it means that you don't have a healthy weight. So if it's not between 18.5 or 18 to 25, then it means that you are either overweight. We are not speaking about underweight here. So if you're above 25, you are overweight. If you're above 30, you are obese. So if you are overweight or obese, it can also influence your chances of having the type 2 diabetes. And then, yes, aside the eating, aside the weight, the third one has to do with physical inactivity. There are people who are too sedentary than the word. So they are engaged in nothing. Instead of walking down the stairs to pick this, they prefer to send an email. They prefer to call the aide or the assistant. They prefer to call the cleaner to even come and wipe something they've poured on the floor. So if you are physically not active, yes, it means that you are at risk. And we've spoken at length too about the number of times you can exercise. So you can view the nutrition segment on Citi, and you have them all.
Definitely. So, Akosua, what kinds of meals should we gravitate towards if we're trying to manage our diabetes, and what kind of meals should we cut out of our diet completely so that we don't increase our blood sugar level?
Okay, so for the ones to cut out, we have to look out for, before you can stay safe, you have to look for foods that are low in glycemic index.
Okay.
So glycemic index has to do with how fast sugar, or you derive sugar from what you eat. So you stay off refined foods.
Okay.
We are preaching Ghanaian rice. We have the local brown rice. It comes with the germ, it comes with fiber, and so it is a better alternative compared to the polished or the refined rice. If you are fond of, there are people who go like, I don't take sugar, I do honey. They are all sugar, darling. So you have to make sure you cut down on the consumption of some of these things. So sugar added foods, fast food, most importantly, you have to make sure you are cutting down on these fast foods, cakes, raisins, fruit juices. In as much as we speak about the fact that fruits are healthy, you have to be guided on the portioning. If I design a meal plan for a client, I give you the portioning, what you have to do and what you don't have to do. So the fact that we sit here and speak or preach about fresh fruit juice doesn't mean that it should be something you are taking. There are people who take coconut water because they think it contains potassium and vitamin E and replace it with water. Water is water. Coconut juice can never be water. So you have to be guided as far as how you regulate or take some of these foods are concerned. So these are high glycemic index foods. They are the foods you should avoid. Number one is noodles. I will preach this out every day and every time. Noodles are not healthy for you. Refined rice and foods, baked foods, pastries, cakes, croissants, donuts, cranberry, waffle, all the examples you can see. It doesn't mean that you should rule them outrightly. It means that you should be taking these things with care. So once every week, you can just slap it in as far as your meals are concerned, if you have the condition or if you've been at borderline.
I find number 9 interesting, granola. Why can't you take that?
Because
especially
people,
if you use it with your yogurt.
Yes, people think that it is good, and I've had a lot of people come to me, private clients go like, oh, I use granola. Like I said, Dziffa, the fact that we say that something is good doesn't mean that you should stick and stay with them. Do you get it? Because granola will never taste like the way wheat would taste. It never tastes like the way, let's say, oat or barley would taste. it means that something, it comes with, it's sweet.
Yeah.
Sort of, it's sweet. So anything that is sweet will have to be consumed in moderation because you are trying to cut down the sugar in your blood. Yeah. So whatever will spike your blood sugar levels need to be checked.
Okay, now we're going to look at what we should be eating. But if you have any questions for Akosua as we're discussing this topic, let us know with the hashtag Breakfast Daily and the WhatsApp line 0550585832. If you're outside Ghana, the country code is +233. Now more than ever, we need to ensure that we don't have diabetes. And if we do have diabetes, we manage it well because we know that a strong immune system would be what will help us all survive coronavirus. So it's really important that we begin to pay attention to the kinds of things we put into our bodies. And if we have diabetes, learn how to fight it by eating the right meals. Akosua, what substitutes should we have for these things that we shouldn't consume? Okay,
so to start with, for low glycemic index foods, they will slowly introduce sugar into your system. So it's like one step at a time. Your body is able to use every sugar you are giving to your body. So we may be eating the same portions as far as quantity is concerned. But at the end of the day, because mine has a lower glycemic index, I wouldn't spike my sugar levels as you. So we have whole meals, example, oat, barley, wheat. So the whole meal foods, you should make sure they are part of your meals. Fortified maize, they are all good. We have vegetables, the green leafy vegetables, we have carrots, we have cucumber, broccoli, whatever works for you as far as the greens are concerned, you should use it. We have fruits. We spoke about fruits in the other part, it is here. We are paying focus as far as what raises your blood sugar level to the sweets. Mango, banana, so the
those
sweets.
Are high
yes, those are
sugar.
High in sugar, so they should be taken in moderation. And here we are talking about watermelon, we are talking about the Granny Smith apple, that's the green one. We are talking about orange, we are talking about avocado. So orange is a sweet fruit, but like I always say, one orange a day can even serve you your daily need of ascorbic acid. And then lean meat, being beef, being poultry, being chicken, mutton, pork, or game, you should do the lean part. The lean part comes with 0 fat, and you should know the right portioning to do. If you don't understand much about portioning, you can watch our other segments, or you can get in touch.
Yeah, on cititube.com. So when it comes to meat, you can definitely eat beef, poultry. Pork has a lot of fat. Won't that turn into sugar eventually, or is fine?
I don't want to preach about pork because we abuse pork in our part of the world, but pork, the fat in pork, lard, is very healthy as compared to all the other fats, some of the other fats in some of these meats. So like I said, whatever you are doing, do the lean part. Example, poultry, let's say chicken, the breast. Is the healthiest part, is the lean part. Yes, so you should know where to go, where to go as far as what you are eating is concerned. If you buy from the supermarket, obviously there is a lean section as far as how meat is even presented.
What role does alcohol play in all of this? Because there are a lot of people who drink beer, and that it's not necessarily too good if you're diabetic. I spoke
about chronic pancreatitis, and it has to do with people who consume excess, or they give their bodies much alcohol, where the pancreas is destroyed. So obviously, if you don't have a pancreas, you have to depend on insulin medications to survive.
Yeah.
So after giving you this, I don't know what else I can give you as far as alcohol consumption is concerned. Stay nutritious, stay healthy, do things that slows your blood sugar spike, and you should be fine, because there is this presenter, I'll say it again, he just died and everybody all of a sudden was this I don't
well, we wouldn't
presenter.
Know we don't know what the causes were,
but it was sugar spike in the media space.
His doctors came out to say it.
But that was what was out. So I am saying that you need to pay attention to. The Honorable Kennedy Japan said it. I went to check my blood sugar level. So it is something we all should be concerned about. You are eating, I am eating, I fast once every week, but at the end of the year, as far as 365 days are concerned, I should have eaten more than 1,000 times. So it means that blood sugar spike is something that will sit heavily on the desk as far as every home or individual is concerned.
So we've talked about the main meals. What kind of snacks should people who have diabetes take as well to make sure that they don't increase their blood sugars?
Let low glycemic index be the guide. So we projected some fruits, watermelon, is powerful. As far as antioxidants are concerned, it is loaded in water. Water is also good, but you can't put water in food section, but it's needed for the body's general functioning. We spoke about apple, the Granny Smith, that is the green one. It's very healthy. You can have a serving of plain salad.
Okay.
Yes.
So don't put too much
salad
cream,
no dressing.
And all those
the
things.
mayonnaise, it's junky.
Yeah.
So we are not preaching junky or junk foods here. So you have to make sure that you can have half of a small piece of avocado, and that should be fine. It contains healthy fat. Avocado is one of the most healthiest food you can find. And then we have other examples for you to choose from. If you want to do an orange, like I said, if I'm doing an orange a day with a pop, it means that I'll have some fiber also in me. Where it is risky is where it is the sweet, but you are doing more. And we spoke about the fruit juices. Like I said, the fact that it is good doesn't mean that you should abuse it, because it will spike your blood sugar levels.
And we don't want to do that.
Yep. After Corona, I always say that we will be facing a lot of these things.
Yeah, I can imagine. So for people who are now starting the journey and might need a bit more help, where do they contact you? Okay,
so on Instagram, at The Nutritionist Akosua, on Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, Nutritionist Akosua, and you can call me on 0243 350206, 0243 350206.
The number again.
0243 350206.
Thank you very much, Akosua Konadu, for being with us. And there you have it. If you have diabetes, it's not the end of the world, but you have to manage it well and you have to eat right. Stay away from refined meals, stay away from packaged foods, eat more meals that are nutritious. So, for example, instead of just the rice that we import into the country, you can have parboiled rice. You can have fonio. Instead of getting juices in a package, you can actually drink the actual juice in moderation, and pay attention to the kinds of fruits you eat as well. If the sugars in those fruits are too high, it might spike up your blood sugar level. So it's important that we protect ourselves and that we make it through to this period. Hi there. We hope you enjoyed the show.
Make sure to subscribe, like, comment, and share with your friends.
This is Breakfast Daily on Citi TV.
Join the Breakfast Daily team Monday through Fridays from 7:30 a.m. to 10. Join us for breakfast daily, only on Citi TV.